It's Nikki and welcome back to episode 5 of this series, and I am calling this My Clients Prefer to Transform in Luxury. And I would extend luxury to comfort, to on their terms, in a way that suits them and regulates their nervous system. As a speaker, you get to choose how you facilitate transformation and change. And for a long time, the act of transformation has often been associated with discomfort, with pushing your limits, with seeing how what you're made of these terrible conference centers. I mean, I went to one and it was a 3-day event and I only lasted 2 days because I was like, what? It finishes at midnight? Are you serious? And it was just so claustrophobic. Hug a stranger, high five the first person that goes to the back and drops another 10 grand on a program. It was all about the upsells. And very early on in my coaching career, I thought, I want no part of this. This to me doesn't feel good. And I came away just feeling a bit exposed, had a bit of a self-development hangover, and the whole process just felt a bit icky. I felt like I needed to shower myself. I didn't feel empowered or exhilarated or full of possibilities or healed or any of those things. So I'm sharing this because your clients may need something different to the traditional transformation self-development situation. Now, when I had my son in 2015, lots and lots of people were going on these retreats. So they'd go to LA, they'd go to India, they go to Thailand, Bali. They would be having these all immersive experiences. Now, with a tiny baby, I was not thinking about that. And yet I knew I needed some tools, techniques. I wanted to transform. I needed some help, some clarity, some accountability. And I think we have this opportunity here when it comes to monetized speaking is to really meet our clients and our customers exactly where they are at. And this is truly where I found the world of podcasts, because my baby was one of those babies where you'd go to the park and you'd still be walking around and around and around, and he'd still be like looking at me like this, and you're going, why are you not going to sleep? You are so tired. And then finally they would fall asleep, but you had to keep moving. And so these podcasts, these daily podcasts, whilst I was doing these walks, were so incredible. And I went on from there to hire coaches that I got to know. I bought courses. I worked with people one-on-one. I ended up building my own podcasting situation. And so I want to remind you today to do things differently, to take your knowledge and your understanding of your client and your customer and really think about what they need and think about how they can be supported. Because so often already they are overwhelmed and undernourished. And so if you can put together an offering, a event, an experience where that person is really listened to, then it's going to be amazing. So like with the podcasting situation, I could listen to hours and hours of podcasts or have them on in the background or have them on during the night feeds because I was awake. I was awake for so many hours in that 24/7 period. However, I couldn't go and leave my baby and be immersed in a 3-day event with no phone signal. It just wouldn't have worked. And so I want you to think about how you could do things differently, because tone and intention is everything. And one of the main priorities I have, and maybe I invite you to do the same, is to make sure that clients feel safe. Clients are not going to transform unless they feel supported. This notion of, well, it's just like a sink or swim situation. Guess what? Not everybody swims. Some people will sink. Some people will really not respond or really rise to the occasion. They will go down even further and maybe lose their confidence, or maybe just be a bit bruised from the situation. So every time we are putting the safety of the attendee first. How can we meet them? How can we communicate with them? Through our speaking. Of course, inside Speak Up, I do all of that, and we really go into detail and we make that a reality. If you want to find out more, I would love to help and support you. Please send me a message. Also, if you haven't watched the workshop, go ahead and watch that. I will leave the links down below. And don't forget, there is 20% off the Speak Up course at the moment. If you add magic at checkout, it will automatically deduct it for you. Lots of love. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.